Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have here with me Noshomi of the century and universe. It's a big pleasure to have her here with me, to have her here with us to talk about dependent visa and every other thing surrounding it. I'm really super excited that she was able to honor my invitation. And today we're just going to be talking about the dependent visa and how to apply for it, how long it takes, and bits and pieces like that. So Noshomi, over to you. Could you please introduce yourself and tell the viewers who you are?
Hi everyone, my name is Shomi Mary Oshifodure. I'm a registered midwife and I work in the UK. And I'm married and my partner is with me at the moment, has come to the UK from my own country, which is Nigeria. So Joy here has brought me here to talk about
about him, to gossip about him.
Usually, I felt it was going to be our experience in getting the visa, applying, and I think I have one or two things that people really ask me about the dependent visa. So let's see. I hope you guys will enjoy the video, and you can also follow me on YouTube. This is my channel written on the screen, and from there we can have more conversations. Thank you, Joy, for
thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so we'll kickstart immediately without wasting much time. I have a few questions for us here for you to answer for us. That would kind of give us much information about the dependent visa stuff. So number one of it is first I'll just kind of ask you how long you've been in the UK and if your number of years in the UK sort of affects if you're able to bring your dependents in or something like that.
Okay, so because I'm under the skilled worker visa, depending on the type of visa your spouse is on, they need to know the restrictions that comes with your type of visa. So most of the things I'm going to be talking about will be based on the skilled worker visa, which is what I am on. So altogether, I've been in the UK for on the skilled worker visa for 2 years, for more than 2 years now. Okay. And my husband joined me October last year. So I was single while I was applying for my visa and I came into the country as a single lady, but then went back to my own country, got married, and also my partner had to apply for his visa to be able to join me in the UK.
Yeah. Okay, so by the way, we attended the marriage on Zoom. Every one of us in the UK, we were there live. All life now, live. Yeah. All right, guys, you've heard it. So it doesn't really depend how long you've been in the UK.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be 10 years, 5 years, 20 years. As soon as you come, you can start applying already.
Yes, depending on the type of visa your partner is on.
Yeah.
Because the people that have to wait longer times, sometimes if their partners do not have an active visa, then that is another route entirely. There's people that are staying in the country illegally and then they do not have a proper visa. So don't take this and run and go and fight your husband. They say I can come in as soon as possible. So we're talking about the skilled worker visa at this point. Yeah.
That's
just to reiterate.
Yeah, true. All right. Does that mean that can students as well? Sorry, this is just a bycott. I know we didn't talk about it. Can students, apply for it as well, like bring their dependents into the UK?
So the visa requirements has changed. From January 2024. Students would not be able to bring in their dependents. That's what we see in the news. You understand? This is because, except if you are government sponsored or you're doing PhD or you're doing a certain level of course, they won't be able to bring in your dependent. This is because the UK government has saying that the amount of dependents coming into the UK through the educational routes is a lot, because the dependent is your partner and each of the children you're bringing. So when they calculated it, the number of dependents is now even more than the number of people.
the students that are in
So
the country.
yes, in order to save, they said their economy and their public sector, because the more people that come here, the more people would, fight for the provisions that are made, healthcare system, education, transportation, council benefits, and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's why they are putting a restriction on it. I don't know if it's going to be reversed or, as time goes on, but the
Yeah.
restriction for students is starting from 2024 January. So I think the people that are going to be studying in September, they can bring in their dependents, but not
Okay.
people from
January.
2024.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you for that. So the second question I have here is what are the documents you need to be able to apply for this dependent visa for your spouse?
Okay, so if you want to bring your married spouse, which is your dependent, you understand, you need your or marriage certificate
Okay.
to show that, to show the link between both of you. Sometimes
Yeah.
you say the marriage certificate is enough, but because you're applying from Nigeria, you can put in any other thing. I put in pictures from, old time pictures, engagement pictures, and even some of the wedding pictures as supporting information when I wanted to apply for my visa. You understand?
Okay.
But also, you would need some information from you. So I think your application, this kind of the application number, they asked for the application number or biometrics, something that links your application to their own application.
Yeah.
They would ask for that, and also their own personal details.
Okay.
And you have to also show that you can afford to bring your spouse. That is, you're going to show like certain amounts in your money in your bank account. I think I'm trying to get the exact fee. Yeah, for your partner, you need to show you have at least £285 for your partner. It's not a lot.
It's not a
And
lot.
for each child, you have to show you have £315 for each child in your bank statement.
Why is the child's own bigger than the?
Because the children will definitely need more. And the reason why they're not telling you to provide that for a longer period of time, if you're a student, you have to show this proof of fund for like 9 months.
Yeah.
But because you are all coming under the skilled worker visa,
Yeah. Yeah.
like for just 1 month, because they know that once you get into the country, you will be able to work.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah.
So for each child, you have to, for one child, you have to show that you have £315. Then for every other additional child, you have to show you have about 285 or £200 for every other child that you want to bring in. So if you have 4 children, the first one you show that you have 315. Then every other child you show you have like £200 for them.
Okay.
Apart from the money, you are also going to show like £285. So that's why if you are a big family and you're coming to the UK, it's advisable to come for yourself. Come first, earn money in pounds, because wherever you're coming from, if you want to African countries, you want to change the money into pounds, it might be a lot for you at the time. So you can come into the country first, work for a month or two, then use it for your bank statement. Sometimes the COS would state that they are supporting your partner. Do you understand? They're going to state that. I think it's going to click yes on your COS, but I don't take that chance. I don't take the chance. Rather, I made sure there was enough money in both accounts. So my partner also had enough money in his accounts while we're even trying to, apply for his visa, because we don't want to do it like twice. But I don't think I've ever seen them deny a skilled worker dependent visa. It's not something that is common. They would rather ask you for more information rather than just going through to deny it all the way.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. And so, apart from all these documents and things you've listed, majorly the marriage certificates now, and then the funds. Nothing really important.
Nothing, just your passport, the information from your own visa application.
Yeah. And then the certificate of sponsorship.
Yes. They would ask for the license number, just some of the numbers, not necessarily upload everything.
Okay. Thank you for that. One more thing. How long does this visa, the dependents now, their visa, how long does it take to come out?
So for every visa that you apply for, they will tell you to take at least 21 working days. But sometimes it takes less than less than 10 working days, sometimes less than 14 working days. You understand? So once, and you'll be able to track it. So once you apply, you can track where it is,
Yeah.
whether it's come back to your to the visa decision center and all that. So you'll be able to know. So within less than 21 days, you should be able to get visa back.
Wow, that's good.
Except if there's a war. When there was war in Ukraine, it's
Yes, that thing also affected my set.
yes. So,
It really affected. It took us
so people
6 weeks.
waited up to 6 weeks.
I got
to be able
mine
to
was
get that.
6 weeks. Mine
Oh,
was 6 weeks.
and it can make you panic a little bit.
Oh my god, I got high blood pressure and came back. All right. So one very funny question I'm going to be dropping now, which well, let's just drop it. Can someone come with their boyfriend as a dependent, like without having to go through the process of getting married? Say you're
So
not
the
ready.
thing is, where I come from in Nigeria, where I come from, our style of living doesn't really support civil partnership. For example, if you are staying with your partner here, your names would be on the bills. Do you understand? Both of your names will be on the rent.
Yes.
You know, both of you know all the way things works. You're paying
Yeah.
bills together.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to get your partner in without having a marriage certificate, you need to show that you guys have been living together for a while, or you guys have been in a relationship for at least 2 years. Do you understand? So it's the evidence in our own country that I do not think is as strong, to support your visa application. It's a personal opinion. So if you are maybe in a European country or in a place whereby civil partnership is really legal,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
understand, where you guys can live together, pay bills together with reflecting both of your names, then you can use those bills, because that's what they will say, evidence of you guys living together and
Yeah.
doing things together, maybe
Yeah.
joint accounts or all of that. So that is what is going to strengthen your application. So if you have all of those, then you can go ahead. But I don't think in Nigeria, where I come from, is something that is really common,
Yes.
because you won't even get an apartment with someone that you're not married to.
Like it's just the culture. The
Yeah,
culture
kind
that's in
of.
our
And
country. Yeah.
even if you get an apartment, most of the time it might be the man that would get the apartment and the woman comes to join, to
Be a
stay there.
partner.
Yeah.
Be a housewife, mini housewife.
So if you have all the documents, why not? You can apply for your partner, because what they don't want, this system does not favor like you just if you have a partner, they're not going to say because you have come to work with them you should forsake your own relationship, because it will affect your work life too. So that's why they would encourage you to bring your partners in.
That's one thing I find really, supportive and this thing, because I think it helps a lot of skilled workers here, like the nurses, doctors. You come back from 12-hour shift, you're really tired. You need someone to pamper you some more to, bring that calmness back and all that. So it's really a good idea that they had to, implement this policy in the thing. Okay. So the next question on my list is how long does it take for your partner? How long did it take your own partner to get a job after he came? Is it that difficult?
So the thing is, it depends on what everyone wants. You understand? So in this country, what I found is that I think care job is the most easiest job to get.
Yeah.
So depending on if you want to get a care job, you want to get, what type of job you want, that's what is going to determine how soon you're going to get a job. I think it took my husband it was less than a month that I got the job, but I think the resumption date was it came in October, and maybe he needed to resume by the end of October or by the beginning of November. I'm not really sure, but it wasn't really a long time. You understand? And he didn't want a care job, so he didn't do a care job. Do you understand? I think the first job we got was he worked with a factory.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when he first worked, and within 8 weeks, he got another job, work
Wow.
from home, which was very much comfortable.
Yeah.
And also with the fact that he's transitioning into tech, it was so easy to also do
Yeah.
his coursework and all of that, to for him to finally now get a tech job
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
he's currently doing. So, it just depends on what you want. It depends on individuals, because if you have kids and there's not a lot of money and you want to start working immediately, you might just get anything that comes your way for the first time. But if you're a little bit flexible, you can try to choose whatever shifts you want or
Yeah.
where you want to work, just to see. But for the start, most people that I see, they start with something before they now start applying for white collar jobs, or you know or anything that is going to fetch them more money. But it's good to start from the jobs that are accessible,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that you can get things going while you're trying to get the main jobs.
And get used to the environment as well, and
Of course.
like that. Okay. Then I think, okay. So there is one other thing though. I've seen some people doing this, like applying for jobs from home. Do you think that's something that's feasible, like for someone to do? What do
Applying for jobs from home, it's really very different and a little bit difficult, because you need some information that you don't have already.
you
Do you understand? Sometimes you might need your national insurance number. Sometimes they would ask you, what sort of visa are you on? So all those questions sometimes, before they process your application.
it's going
I know some people who have been maybe in the country for a while, and you have communication, you're able to communicate with other people. I know when my husband came, I was talking to one or two men about, like, my husband is coming. No, you were like, okay, don't worry, let him come. Once he come, would find out what he wants, and just lead him to what he feels is most comfortable. So I would prefer that the person comes, rather than applying from home.
doing that from
Most people that I know, they always come here first before getting a job. Or if your wife knows, or is able to apply for you, maybe the support worker and all of that, if she's able to apply for you just before you get there. But most of the time, men would want to take charge of whatever they want to do. So they'll prefer to do it by themselves. Yeah.
especially Nigerian men.
Yeah, I think it takes more stress off you. Do whatever they want to do. So
All right, that's fine. Thank you for that. I think that's the end of my list. Maybe if you have something you want to add
okay,
to
I know
me.
one of the questions that most people ask me, or most people who are trying to see, get reassurance for coming to the UK with their spouse, is that
Yeah,
what I tell them is that you don't necessarily need to get married because you're coming to the UK. It's
okay.
not it's not something out by force. You don't need to get married if you don't want to get married, or if you think you're not ready to get married yet.
Yeah,
So don't rush yourself. I know some people that, because I'm starting to process my migration, I want to get married now. Are you really ready? There are other things you need to look out
consider.
for
Yeah.
before trying to get married, so you don't go into the wrong marriage. You understand?
Mhm.
That's what I really tell them. And if you think that your spouse can't join you immediately, because what we advise is for for one person to come in,
Mhm.
then prepare.
Yeah.
You understand? Not even to prepare, so that you can also face your OSCE exams.
Yeah.
What if you are able to, away from distractions, because of course you're in a new country together, both of you have just yourself. I won't lie that being with your partner sometimes can be, distracting a little bit, because both of you want to just Netflix and chill and enjoy and be romantic. But sometimes when you come in and you want
Yeah.
to really face something,
Yeah.
you can maybe even come in 2 weeks earlier, or 1 week earlier. But if you have the money to, get accommodation, Airbnb, because sometimes the hospital is going to provide accommodation for you, but they are not going to provide for your
For your
family.
family.
Do you understand? So if your partner can maybe get somewhere to stay while you're still trying to get accommodation, because sometimes if you come in with your whole family, especially people that have children now, you might be pressured to get any house that you see around. You understand? And not even the house of your choice that you will properly inspect just because of the pressure that these people are already here. So if you're able to take your time, to see when what you want your partners, just agreements. It just depends on the family. I've seen people that they came together, both husband and wife came together on the same day. It wasn't easy, but then they're over it now. Do you understand? And I've
Yeah.
seen people that even the wife came first, and even when the partner came to join, they still had to struggle a little bit. So it just depends on your family dynamics and what you really want. But my most advice is that you don't need to get married because you're coming to the UK. That's what I'm just going to say. At any point that you realize that you want to get married, you can always bring your spouse, regardless of what you applied for. If you applied for married, or if you applied for single when you were applying, it's not going to affect that in 6 months time you decide to marry. It's not going to affect that in 3 months times you've decided to get married. You understand? So it's just for you to show I didn't upload any marriage certificate on my own application because I didn't have as at then. But when we got married and we wanted to apply for my husband, yes, we uploaded the proof that we were married, and it was even within 2 weeks when we got married. That was when we were already applying, and then so it just so depends on individual situation. Yeah. So that's what I'm just going to say. That's
Wow.
anything I need to add.
Wow, thank you so much for this. Thank you really, really so much, because apart from the viewers out there, I'm also learning from it and keeping it for future use. Thank you so much. That was really helpful, and this was really interesting and nice having you here. It's such a great honor. Like, I feel blessed. And by the way, people, no, show me was my teacher during my CBT days. I was still in Nigeria. She was teaching us from here, not just me and my friends. She was teaching us from the UK, and she really did help us a lot. So I would love you guys to please go to her channel, subscribe, just to tell her thank you for me. She's really been amazing, and thank you
That's the
so
least
much.
we can do. At least
Thank
you
you.
are here and everything. Most of you are here already. So I think all of you are here already. So, that's joy when
Yeah.
everyone is able to come, and then, it just makes sense when everyone is winning together.
Seriously, it does. Thank
All
you.
right, lovely.
Thank
Thank you so much.
all right, guys.
Really
Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Subscribe to both of our channels. It's going to be free. It's not going to cost you any money. So do
course.
it. Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye, everyone.